Welcome, Scorpio. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I am reading for you a full moon in Scorpio, that's Sun and Moon in Scorpio, and Uranus entering into Gemini. These two planetary energies are forming in conjunct a yod, or sometimes also called the finger of God. And the energies are quite radical. Uranus is the planet of revolution for me. It is about radical thought. It is about thinking beyond the confines of human thought. And this is opportunities for us to not only open up to new information, but also to do that by thoughtfully communicating our whole experience, our complete selves, in a way that isn't pretty, isn't neat, is messy, but holds the profundity, the strength to challenge, to face the challenges that are surrounding us at this time. So let's start with your wild unknown archetype, the box. And I'm going to read from the guidebook. Another name for the box is the norm, the rules, or the cage. We all live to some degree within the confines of the box. This archetype represents everything that is known, anticipated, and expected. It holds us in place while holding us back from our greatest visions. The box is sneaky, insidious, and everywhere, limiting us at the most unconscious levels. It's built of layer upon layer of social constructs and pressures. Breaking through its confines requires awareness, continued effort, and bravery. The box may appear as expectations from parents, a well-paying but heartless job, the pressure to look or behave like others, or simply to stay small. Once you break through one layer, another will present itself to you. Keep going, break through. An exquisite life requires it. I think this is what's so key for you, Scorpio, the exquisite part. I think that you have worked so long and so hard to break through the confines of your experience, of your existence, of your conditioning, that you are crafting a beautiful and serpentine ability to to understand and to live beneath the surface in a place of comfort. Of all the signs, your ability to hold the darkness is probably the most admirable. And that is a vast generalization. I realize that. But I do believe that you have been working for a very long time to remove yourself to a reasonable degree from the social constructs that have limited you. And this is coupled with the acceptance card. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. What a tricky place that we are in as we are surrounded by failing, collapsing social structures and institutions. Things that we have taken for granted all of our lives are being decimated from our communal experience. So this is about you really focusing on where you can have an impact. And for many of the Scorpios I'm speaking to, this is through your expression, your creative expression. This is felt and impacted by every single thing you do in your daily life. So it feels as though for many of you that would consider yourselves activists in any way at all, it's really about focusing on the things we can do in our everyday lives rather than larger organizational challenges we can and do mount. And it isn't as though you're excluding yourself from any level of pushing back against the status quo, but I do see you particularly taking personal responsibility for your footprint on the planet. In the present, the Star card, wow. And this tells me where you get the courage, where you are empowered to be able to mount this really daunting challenge, right? Going up against the status quo or snaking through the expectations of others so that you can achieve what is significant to you, what you know others need that is not contained in the book of rules. And this is your vision, your awareness that every action you take, every move you make is responding to a vision, a larger vision you have of what global well-being, community, joy, happiness, productivity, abundance looks like. In the past, the Eight of Cups describes, it's funny. I usually see this card as you breaking away from or gaining, and in fact, this is what I'm sensing. You have been buoyed up by your relationships at the most fundamental level. Even those relationships that pose the greatest challenge to your expression, your ability to explore realms that have become increasingly important to you and relevant to your expression, your experience. You have learned to use that energy as a form of courage and bravery in moving towards what is ultimately most important to you. It is the challenge that you must meet in this life. This is the challenge that defines who you are. This is producing something that will give you satisfaction. It will likely serve the world as well, but it's your ability to produce, to make this contribution is what gives you the all-sided satisfaction that the journey has been worthwhile. Every step of a challenging journey has had meaning for you. Giving meaning to your story, giving meaning to your journey is part of your creative gift. And it's something that moves and inspires your onward progression towards this achievement, this goal. In the future, the Tower. This is telling me that things just continue to fall apart. We're already in an environment where things feel chaotic. They feel unmoored. They feel, particularly with the Supreme Court's most recent action, unbelievably unimaginative. The literal foundation of our democracy is being dismantled every day in legal terms. But there is something more directly personal to you that you feel the impact, that translates the impact of these social changes in your life. Some way in which a family member or you yourself may experience harm as it relates to some change in the law or the way that businesses or institutions do business now. But I feel, because of your tremendous resilience, the gratitude with which you accept and understand every step of your journey as purposeful, as intentional, as making you stronger, you immediately see the blessing in this potentially dangerous or disastrous change. You instantly recognize a way through this so that things actually can be shaped more closely to the way that you would like them to be, rather than your need to respond to a situation that is already established, set up with its own rules that you find yourself constantly in error of. If this reading is resonating with you, Scorpio, please like this video. Subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I appreciate all that you do, even what I don't see on my behalf. I feel it. I feel your love, and I am so grateful that it sustains me to continue doing this. I'm going to clarify the Eight of Cups in the past with the Hierophant and Curious. The Knight of Pentacles, the Star card in the present. Oh, wow. These cards are so slippery. So there's a King of Pentacles and a Seven of Wands. And then for the Tower card, 2 cards, please. We have the Eight of Pentacles and something turned over, the Six of Wands and the Justice card. So let's try and make some sense out of this. The past, the Eight of Cups is clarified by the Hierophant and the Knight of Pentacles. You're really committed to what it is you're building right now. Your goal, your achievement, what you're producing. It's requiring all the knowledge that you have. And this card is indicating to me that you have some considerable knowledge about what it is that you are putting together, what it is you're creating. The Knight of Pentacles is about your ongoing willingness to do the work that needs to be done, even if you don't know what that work is in the moment. You're able to enlist the support you need. You're very judicious about that support. You understand that support, assistance, becomes a de facto negotiation, a partnership of sorts. And those are carefully chosen by you. At least that was your intention. And I believe you have activated that in a way that builds and amplifies upon your wisdom, your knowledge. In the present, the Star card is clarified by the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. And I love this King of Pentacles in this card. He looks solid. They look solid as can be. I love the beautiful yellow flower. Not sure what that is. And his stone throne covered with overgrown plants and weeds. This is the embodiment of material security and stability. This is so much a part of what it is that you produce, that you become one and the same. The message is the medium kind of thing. Really dating me. The King of Pentacles is also someone who is in a position to be generous, and you recognize the generosity of your contribution. You recognize that this comes from a really deep place within you, and that this is an exposure that is meant to be of service. So this can only grow, this can only develop in the most sacred, protected space. And you have been in this space of protecting your time, your sacred space to exercise your gift, whatever that means to you. I love the Seven of Wands. I love all the sevens, but this one in particular because it's about standing up for yourself, for moving away from the crowd, not trying to be like others. In one of the old, when I was learning the tarot, the idea of the chariot, the charioteer growing out of a block of concrete was very fascinating to me, as I realized that this is about individuation. All the ways that you are a person, you are original, you are unique, contribute to what it is you're creating, you're producing. And this is also requiring you to set up firm and clear boundaries with others. And in the future, the Tower card is clarified by the Six of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Justice card. Wow. You're having success, that's for sure. You're being recognized and appreciated, even celebrated by your peers, not as above them or separate from them, but as one of them. So this tells me that the community that has helped you to create or produce this achievement or goal recognizes you and appreciates how you've elevated something through your individual efforts. There's some larger ideal or idea of community, collective well-being that houses your creation or your achievement. The Eight of Pentacles is about the devotion and the dedication. You do this work whether it earns you money or not. You are in love with your craft. You love the work you do. It fuels you in so many ways in your daily life. It is almost the air you breathe. And this is energizing because you know you're on your path. So the amount of work is only relevant as a measure of your work ethic, but you are absolutely energized by what you do. It feeds you. And the Justice card really speaks to the overall impact that you are having on your community, on the collective, on the world. That you are bringing attention to something that is invisible, something that isn't seen, something that isn't noticed. And in that way, you are empowering what was once invisible within you to a level of visibility that is inspirational to others, that allows you to advocate for others in a similar position to you, and that impacts what is the arc of justice, bending towards the arc of justice, truth, or please, you know what I'm speaking of. This is Martin Luther King 101, but that is coming up. I'm seeing a rainbow. I'm seeing your work moving towards contributing to the well-being of the world, communities, and certainly particular groups within the world that are needing your voice, that need your story. I'm going to finish this reading with the Flower Oracle. And the peony, the key word is health. Focus on all parts to make the whole. Thank you so much, Scorpio, for this reading. Until next time, namaste.